On a May morning as the sun began to rise, the kitchen of a single-family home in a quiet Phoenix suburb was already bustling with activity. "Lily, how's your inhaler working?" asked Olivia Matthews, a middle manager at an accounting firm, as she efficiently prepared breakfast while calling out to her 8-year-old daughter sitting at the dining table. "It's fine, Mom. I used it properly," Lily replied with a bright smile as she spooned up her Cheerios cereal. An appointment card from Desert Valley Medical Clinic was posted on the refrigerator. It was time for the quarterly checkup with Dr. Brown. "We'll see Dr. Brown today. I wonder if you've gained any weight since last time?" Lily asked hopefully. Olivia gently stroked her daughter's head as she answered, "I'm sure you have. You've been so good about eating your vegetables this past month." After breakfast, Olivia dropped her daughter off at school before heading to the accounting firm. A photo of her daughter's smiling face adorned her desk, giving her energy for work whenever she looked at it. Her colleagues warmly supported her efforts as a single mother. After her divorce, Olivia had made up her mind to raise her daughter alone, and that choice hadn't been wrong. While managing Lily's asthma condition alongside work wasn't easy, she could persevere for her daughter's smile. Fortunately, her workplace was understanding about childcare needs and flexible about sudden medical appointments. On weekends, they enjoyed picnics at the nearby park and choosing books at Barnes and Noble. Lily especially loved mermaid stories and looked forward to bedtime reading. "Hey Mom, I wish I could swim under the sea like Ariel," Lily would say innocently, and Olivia would respond with a gentle smile. Even with asthma, her daughter's dreaming heart was growing more healthily than anyone's. The evening asthma prevention routine with the inhaler had become regular. Though Lily used to cry and resist at first, now she remembered the time herself and prepared for it. Olivia felt proud of her daughter's growth. "Mom, I'm excited about tomorrow's field trip," Lily said with an expectant expression after finishing her favorite mermaid book before bedtime. "Yes, I'll make you an extra special lunch," Olivia replied, giving her daughter a gentle hug and goodnight kiss. They had established a regular daily routine, and Lily's asthma symptoms had stabilized. These peaceful days seemed like they would continue undisturbed forever. When Olivia's car pulled into the parking lot of Desert Valley Medical Clinic on East Camelback Road, the dashboard clock showed 2 p.m. The clinic, which stood within view of the sophisticated Biltmore Fashion Park luxury shopping mall, had earned the trust of local residents with its pristine appearance. "Mom, I brought my mermaid book today. I want to show it to Dr. Brown." Lily bounced energetically out of the passenger seat, clutching her backpack under her arm as she pulled her mother toward the clinic's automatic doors. Several parents and children were waiting for their appointments in the afternoon sunlit waiting room. "Hello there. What a lovely dress you're wearing today," Janet Perry, the receptionist, greeted Lily with her usual warm smile. She had been working there for 3 years and was familiar with the Matthews mother and daughter who visited regularly. "Thank you. Mom and I bought it at Target last week. It's mermaid blue, isn't it?" Lily proudly twirled to show off her light blue dress. The other patients in the waiting room couldn't help but smile at her gesture. "Lily." A middle-aged nurse in a white coat appeared holding a chart. Her name tag read Patricia Cooper. Though Olivia didn't recognize her face, she wasn't familiar with all the staff at the large clinic. "Yes, that's us. I'll show you to Dr. Brown's examination room. It seems we need to update your insurance information. Could you please take care of that at the front desk?" Patricia explained in a calm voice. Indeed, Olivia was aware it was time to renew her Blue Cross Blue Shield insurance. "Oh, right. Lily, can you go to the exam room by yourself?" "Sure, I'm a big girl now." Lily nodded to her mother and followed the nurse. Olivia felt a moment of unease but reassured herself that this was the trusted clinic they'd visited many times before. Dr. Brown would take good care of her. With that thought, she headed to the reception desk. However, everything changed 15 minutes later. "Excuse me, is my daughter still being examined?" Olivia asked while waiting outside the exam room when Dr. Sarah Brown appeared in the hallway escorting another patient. "Mrs. Matthews, are you here for your appointment today?" "Yes, about 15 minutes ago, a nurse took my daughter to the exam room." Dr. Brown's expression froze instantly. "I just returned from my lunch break, and this is my first patient of the afternoon." Olivia felt the blood drain from her face. She rushed to the reception desk. "Janet, where's my daughter?" She went with the nurse. "Nurse." Janet's expression showed confusion. "All our afternoon nurses are in a lunch meeting." Her mind went blank. "The security cameras. Check them immediately." Olivia's cry echoed through the waiting room. Clinic staff rushed into action, hurrying to the security room. The monitors showed footage from 15 minutes ago. A figure resembling Patricia in a white coat, leading Lily by the hand out through the emergency exit. Then both of them getting into a black Ford Explorer in the parking lot. The license plate was deliberately obscured with dirt. 911. "This is a kidnapping. My daughter has been taken." Olivia's trembling hands gripped her cell phone. The waiting room erupted in chaos as clinic staff rushed about. Police sirens began to pierce the quiet afternoon in the Paradise Valley district. Dr. Brown immediately suspended all appointments and gathered the staff. The nurses reported that a Patricia Cooper had indeed worked there until 3 weeks ago but had suddenly resigned due to gambling debt problems. How did I not notice?" Olivia supported herself against the reception counter, fighting to stay standing as she bitterly regretted her judgment from just 15 minutes ago. She should have accompanied her daughter to the exam room. Should have been suspicious of an unfamiliar nurse. Perhaps their too-perfect daily routine had dulled her sense of caution. Police cars arrived one after another as officers quickly secured the scene. Detectives from the Paradise Valley Police Department arrived and began analyzing the security camera footage in detail. The Arizona State Police were also notified, and surveillance was increased on Interstate 10. But the clock showed no mercy as it ticked forward. Each passing moment amplified Olivia's anxiety. Lily's asthma medication, she needed her scheduled inhaler treatment. Above all, thinking of her surely frightened daughter made her chest tighten. Please, give Lily back." Olivia's prayer-like whisper dissolved quietly into the chaotic waiting room. The waiting room at Desert Valley Medical Clinic had been transformed into an investigation headquarters. Detective Michael Rodriguez from the Phoenix Police Department's Major Case Squad was directing operations. Rodriguez wrote out a timeline on the whiteboard. "There are too many unnatural elements in this case." Detective Rodriguez sat down in front of Olivia, who had grown pale with fatigue and anxiety. First, the perpetrator was intimately familiar with the clinic's operations. Dr. Brown's lunch break, the nurse's lunch meeting schedule, even the location of the emergency exit. "You mean, someone inside was involved?" Olivia's voice trembled. The possibility cut especially deep since this happened at a clinic she had trusted. "That seems likely. We've received more detailed information about Patricia Cooper." Young Detective Sarah Chen began her report, tablet in hand. Patricia Cooper, 52 years old. She worked at Desert Valley Medical Clinic for over 20 years but suddenly resigned 3 weeks ago. Investigation revealed she had gambling debts totaling $300,000 at multiple casinos. She also received a home foreclosure notice last week. Was debt the motive? No, this was something more calculated. Detective Rodriguez continued his explanation while reviewing a newly arrived report. Analysis of security footage shows the black Ford Explorer had been appearing around the clinic daily for the past 2 weeks. Always at different times, as if conducting surveillance. Just then, new information reached the command center. The vehicle in question had been captured on security cameras at a Walgreens 5 miles from the clinic. They're heading south, toward the Mexican border. Detective Chen's report caused the room's atmosphere to freeze momentarily. Once they crossed the border, the investigation would become significantly more difficult. Border Patrol has already been notified. They're intensifying checkpoints at all Interstate 10 locations. Detective Rodriguez continued issuing rapid instructions. An Amber Alert was issued across Arizona, and Lily's photo and vehicle information began broadcasting across all media. Let me ask once more, was there anything unusual recently? Suspicious phone calls, contact from strangers, anything at all? Olivia desperately searched her memory. Then she remembered something. Last week, I heard from Lily's father. The room's atmosphere shifted. My ex-husband Robert Wilson. He said he wanted to discuss child support payments. Do you maintain regular contact with him? No, hardly any since the divorce, but recently, suddenly. Detective Rodriguez immediately issued orders to his team. I need Robert Wilson's current whereabouts checked immediately. Workplace, residence, credit card usage history, everything. The investigation took a new turn. As the background check on Robert Wilson progressed, surprising facts came to light one after another. He had lost his job as a pharmaceutical sales manager 6 months ago. While he appeared to be paying child support regularly, the funds were coming from multiple credit card borrowings. And there were traces of several visits to Mexico under the guise of business trips. Ms. Matthews, I'll be frank, Detective Rodriguez faced Olivia with a serious expression. This isn't simply the act of a nurse. It's part of a larger plan. Patricia Cooper is an accomplice, just one of the perpetrators. Those words suggested Olivia's worst fears. Around 5 p.m., crucial new evidence was discovered. Lily's asthma medication had been purchased at a small pharmacy near the Mexican border in Texas. The pharmacy's security camera clearly showed Patricia in her white coat, accompanied by Lily. This footage is from 2 hours ago. We still have time. Detective Rodriguez's words offered a glimmer of hope. Border Patrol immediately intensified checkpoints in the area, and the FBI Border Special Operations Team rushed to the location. At 7:45 p.m., a black Ford Explorer stopped at a border checkpoint near El Paso, Texas. Border Patrol agents had already established a complete containment perimeter. Further resistance is futile. Exit the vehicle with your hands up. As the warning echoed from the speakers, the driver's door slowly opened. At the wheel was Robert Wilson. Patricia Cooper sat in the passenger seat in her white coat. And in the back seat was Lily, tired but unharmed. Lily. Olivia, who had rushed to the scene, tried to run to her daughter but was stopped by FBI Special Agent Kate Henderson. It's still dangerous. Leave this to us. The Special Operations Team quickly secured the vehicle and guided Lily to safety. The medical team immediately began checking the girl's condition. When Lily finally ran to her mother, Olivia embraced her with all her strength. Tears flowed freely. You must have been so scared. Everything's all right now. I took my medicine properly. That nurse reminded me when it was time. Those words offered a glimpse into Patricia's complex emotions. In the interrogation room at the El Paso police station, Robert Wilson began his confession. I had a right to get my daughter back. With an exhausted expression but eyes still showing obsession, Robert began to speak. I lost my job, lost everything. But I kept paying child support. Piling up credit card debt. I didn't want Olivia to know. To know what a failure of a father I'd become. His plan had begun 3 months earlier. Through contacts in Tijuana, Mexico, he had prepared new identification documents and established a base for life after crossing the border. I saw her at Desert Valley Medical Clinic. Patricia, who was struggling with money. The two had met by chance in the clinic parking lot. Robert Wilson had taken advantage of Patricia Cooper's vulnerability. I refused at first, Patricia confessed tearfully in the adjacent interrogation room. But the debt collectors were getting more aggressive. I was about to lose my house. Robert's proposed terms, $25,000 upfront and another $25,000 upon success. Patricia, knowing the clinic's internal operations from her 20-plus years there, believed she could devise a perfect plan. Dr. Brown's lunch break, the nurses' lunch meeting. I knew everything. However, the plan had one miscalculation. Lily's asthma required regular medication. When they purchased the medicine at the Texas pharmacy, they were caught on security cameras, revealing their location. When I saw her struggling to breathe, I couldn't ignore it. Patricia had chosen to prioritize getting the medication. That humanitarian decision ultimately exposed their trail. Detective Rodriguez approached Olivia, who was holding Lily. What this case revealed was both your ex-husband's calculated planning and his naive escape from reality. A seemingly perfect plan crumbled in the face of your daughter's healthcare needs. Medical examinations confirmed that Lily was in good health. In fact, her asthma symptoms remained stable thanks to Patricia's strict adherence to the medication schedule. "Mom, can we go home now?" a tired Lily asked Olivia. "Yes, sweetheart. Everything's okay now." A late-night flight to Phoenix was already waiting at El Paso International Airport. The Matthews mother and daughter would return home on an FBI-arranged private plane. Lily fell asleep peacefully on her mother's lap during the flight. Olivia gazed out at the night sky, reflecting on the events of these 8 hours. 3 months after the incident, in the scorching August sun of Arizona, the Matthews mother and daughter were visiting their new medical facility, Sunrise Family Clinic. "Lily, you've gained more weight. And grown a bit taller too." Their new primary physician, Dr. Jennifer Thomas, smiled kindly while making notes in the medical chart. Known for her expertise in pediatric asthma, she was overseeing Lily's comprehensive treatment, including emotional care following the incident. "Doctor, she hasn't had any attacks in these 3 months." When Olivia reported this, Dr. Thomas nodded with satisfaction. "That's wonderful progress. It's the result of Lily's strength and your dedicated care." The examination room walls were decorated with paintings by young patients. Among them was one by Lily herself, depicting a little mermaid overcoming waves. "You know, every night Mom and I keep a courage diary together." Lily spoke proudly. It was one of the therapies suggested by their psychological counselor, Dr. Amanda Wilson. Each day, they wrote down a little bit about their strength in overcoming frightening experiences. After the incident, big changes had come to Olivia's life too. At the accounting firm, she had been promoted to team manager. The more flexible work arrangement would allow her to spend more time with her daughter. "Ms. Matthews, thank you for waiting." Dr. Amanda greeted them in the counseling room. Their weekly parent-child counseling had become a precious time for both of them. "I have some important news today." Dr. Amanda carefully chose her words. Robert Wilson's trial concluded last week. A moment of tension filled the quiet room. As prosecutors requested, he received a 7-year prison sentence. Patricia Cooper, in consideration of her full cooperation with the investigation, received 3 years. Olivia let out a deep sigh. This would truly bring closure to everything. "How do you feel about this, Lily?" To Dr. Amanda's question, the little girl thought for a moment before answering. "I don't want to see Daddy yet, but someday I might write him a letter. Because he's still my dad." Those words brought tears to Olivia's eyes. Her heart filled with warmth at her daughter's gentleness and strength. That weekend, they visited Barnes and Noble as usual. But this time, they had a special purpose. What do you think? Do you like this book? Olivia held out a book titled Healing Hearts, Stories of Hope. It was a collection of true stories about how children had overcome their fears after traumatic experiences. One of the stories was written by Lily. Hey Mom, do you think my story will give courage to other kids? I'm sure it will. Your strength can be a light for someone else. After leaving the bookstore, they stopped at the newly opened Trader Joe's. Like before, Lily searched for mermaid-themed snacks. She looked just the same as she had before the incident. But there had definitely been changes. A mother and daughter bound by stronger, deeper ties. And new dreams had been born. When I grow up, I want to be a pediatrician, Lily murmured while swinging in the park at dusk. I want to protect children who are struggling, just like you do, Mom. At those words, Olivia made a silent vow to herself to protect her daughter's dreams at all costs. Back home, a new schedule was posted on the living room bulletin board. Swimming therapy starting next week, meetings with the support group for kidnapping survivors, and church community events. Each one was a sure step toward building their new life. From the bedroom window, they could see the Phoenix night skyline. The city lights looked like countless stars. Within that light, the Matthews mother and daughter story would continue with new hope. Before bedtime, after finishing their usual mermaid story, Lily asked her mother, "Mom, we've gotten stronger, haven't we?" "Yes, we have. Having you here made me stronger too." A peaceful night's silence spread around the embracing mother and daughter. Tomorrow would bring another new day. And they knew that together, they could overcome any waves that came their way. The incident at Desert Valley Medical Clinic had certainly left deep scars on their lives. But those scars had now become medals of honor that made them even stronger. The full moon shining in the night sky watched quietly over the mother and daughter. It was a light of hope, announcing the beginning of a new chapter.